wants to be unique. That is you. What will be the elements of the five? When I say you should fight till you achieve the unique you, there are four elements. Number one, this is the age for all of you. You have a set a goal in your life. Will I become a great leader in politics? Or will I become a great bureaucrat in help the politics? Or will I become a great entrepreneur? So you have to make a aim in life. And the second one, aim alone not sufficient. You have to continuously acquire the knowledge. Acquiring the knowledge through great books, through great people, great campuses, and good internet also. And third one, devotion. Hard work, you have to sweat and sweat. Fourth one, perseverance. Problem should not defeat you. You must defeat the problem and succeed. So friends, how do you become a unique you? For that, you need four qualities. Number one, what is the number one? Aim in life. Number two, acquire the knowledge. Number three, hard work. Number four, perseverance. Okay. Now, for all the 7,000 students assembled here, I have designed the oath. Ready? Okay. I am proud to become member of the future parliament. Yes? Welfare and happiness of the citizens whom I am going to represent will always come first. Always, every time. I will not allow any discrimination in the way of religion, language, caste, or creed. I will celebrate the differences in the diversity of culture in the society with a focus on tolerance for people's opinion, tolerance for people's culture, tolerance for people's belief system, and tolerance for people's styles. I will be transparent in all my action and will become role model for all the students I represent. I will celebrate success of all the youth whom I represent. I will celebrate the success of all the youth whom I represent. In the parliament, I always remember that people who elected me, I have to ensure that every minute I have to spend in parliament is purposeful, with no time wasted. I will not disturb parliament function, and I have to be instrumental, bring about peaceful procedures. You guys will do it. The welfare of the people I represent is my mission for life, and the nation is my soul. Nation is my soul. My national flag flies in my heart. My national flag flies in my heart, and I will bring glory to my nation. So friends, thank you. And now repeat with me, last one, repeat with me. I will break the limits of my imagination. I will break the limits of my imagination, thoughts and action, and transform the nation in an economically developed nation with strong ethical foundation. Thank you, friends. My best wishes to all of you, my young members of Indian Parliament. Yes, friend, you asked the question.
Respected sir, I am hearing about Vision 2020 from when I was in school, but now there are only 10 years left for it. What more efforts we need to take to achieve it? Is it really achievable?
Well, my dear friend, is like this. We have everything. You name material we have. We have 11 biodiversities. We have water resources. Everything we have. But we don't have one thing. What is that? That's one thing is confidence I can do it. If 540 million people think, repeat with me, I can do it,
I can do
we
it.
can do it,
We can do it.
India will do it.
India will do it.
That's the answer for you.
Thank you, sir.
First of all, I would like to extend my profound thanks to Mr. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. My question is that as far as you are also concerned, from one side, India is having all the necessary ingredients to become a superpower. That Indian nation is still facing many problems, such as illiteracy, poverty, terrorism, corruption, and also social division. In this case, what is your proposals for overcoming all these challenges for India to become a superpower by 2020?
Friends, it's like this. You asked the correct question. Economic development alone, is it sufficient? It's a good question. No. We need not only economically developed India, we need India of happy India, and with peaceful mind and without no enmity. Now, for that, three people have to contribute. A father, mother in a spiritual environment, and the primary school teacher. What they will give? Before age 17, they will give what is called righteousness in the heart. Hussein, have you seen that? If you have one quality, you have beauty in the character, you have harmony in the home, you have order in the nation, peace. What is that one quality? What is that one quality? You're right. Righteousness in the heart. Only three people can give. Father, mother in a spiritual environment. Without spiritual, it won't come. Father, mother in a spiritual environment, and primary school teacher. Good primary school teacher.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. What is the question?
I wanted to ask that in the near future, like, will India ever have a nuclear power generation for generating electricity? Will India ever, prosper in the part of nuclear power energy?
Well, Madhurima, you asked a fantastic question. This is a cry of the nation now. India's plan is, I believe it will happen by 2020, that there are three types of mix will possible. One is nuclear power, using the thorium-based nuclear reactor, because we don't have a lot of uranium, and we plan to add every year about 1,000 megawatt power, so that by 2020, 20,000 megawatt nuclear power will be available. Now, India has started recently a national solar power project. By 2030, they want to generate 30 to 50,000 megawatt power. Apart from that, in the hydroelectricity, we generate about 40,000 megawatt power. I think with this combination, by 2020, we will be in a position to somehow meet the demand of the power requirements in our country. And dear friends, the ignited mind of the youth is the most powerful resource on the earth, above the earth, under the earth. Definitely, you all take up the difficult leadership. Don't go softer area. Difficult leadership and be a good human being, work for integrity and succeed with integrity. God will be with you, you will succeed, nation will succeed. Greetings.
Thank you, sir.
I extend my greetings to Honorable Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam ji, former President of India, Shri Rajesh Tope ji, Honorable Minister for Higher and Technical Education, Professor Dr. Vishwanath ji Karad, and the pioneer of this unique concept, Shri Rahul ji Karad, seated on the dais, other dignitaries, and all the future leaders of this country seated here. Before I begin my address, I would like to make a special mention of the efforts of Dr. Professor Vishwanath ji Karad and Shri Rahul ji Karad for giving this platform called the Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad to each one of you to learn and to express. We all have dreams, but often pessimists pull us back, warning us not to build castles in the air. Friends, today after sharing the dais and dreams with Honorable Abdul Kalam ji, I can confidently tell you, go ahead, build castles in the air, and then go ahead to build foundations under them. We are Indians, we are proud inheritors of the extraordinary visionaries. We have witnessed innumerable visions being scaled. Now let the world witness you setting visions. The world will look up, and let the world look up in awe at the strength of each youth of this amazing superpower, our India. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
So make it up everyone, the first session, the superpower. We, the student leaders assembled in the first Parliament of Indian Student Council leaders, hereby resolve to seek the establishment of District Knowledge Commission for each district to address the district's specific issues in time-bound frame, making the student council leaders the stakeholders in it.
जवा उमंगे जवा है धड़कन युवा शक्ति से जागृत कण कण जो भी कमी है हम भर देंगे जो न हुआ.
This is the first ever resolution of the first ever parliament, student parliament happening here in India, the biggest democracy of the world. By 96%, this resolution is passed by the first student parliament. I congratulate all of you, and this will be sent to UNESCO and as well as the Sansad of India, Parliament of India, to implement the things. So here we conclude the first session with the resolution passing by 96%.